What is up, guys? Welcome back to another weekend edition, Sunday edition of the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. We're going to come at you guys with all the game picks for all the NFL games, and then we're going to deliver a sweet parlay there at the end for you guys. We're heating up with the parlays. As the season progresses, we're getting a better feel for the NFL, and so far, so good with our parlays. We're hoping to keep that going for you guys today. But just to recap how last week went, I got another win on the board versus Bears. So got to pat myself on the back for that. I'm kind of breaking away from the straight up, but the ATS is still there up for grabs as the season comes to a close. Bears, are there any games last week that you want to reflect on? Maybe the Cowboys game or maybe some other games that went on?
Wait, was last week Thanksgiving?
No, that was two weeks ago.
Okay. Oh, they played the Commanders. Yeah, Seattle. That was a game Dallas should have lost. New team this year, though, Trey. New team. That was last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We would have lost that game to Seattle. Not this year. Not this year. Dak's too good this year. That's the only
Yeah,
way.
and my Raiders had a bye week last week. I am glad that we're right back on to the horse, and we're home favorites today. So we'll see what happens. Actually, I think we're home dogs, but I think that's fair, honestly. But enough to go in for it. Let's get right into these games. Make sure you stick around for the end. We're going to be giving you guys a nice parlay. We've hit 3 weeks in a row. Might as well say it 4 weeks back. And good morning, Brett. Say it back. Good morning. Thanks for dropping in, and thanks for supporting us. I know. Why wouldn't we say it back? It's a good morning. Maybe Bear's having a rough morning as he's mentally preparing for the game later today. But good morning, Nathan. Fields
Oh, we're
or
getting to it.
Herbert. I'm assuming that's for fantasy. We got Fields going up against the Lions. We got Herbert going up against the Broncos. I would go with Justin Fields. I took his over rushing. I think there's a great chance for him to get you 10 fantasy points just with his legs and even add in a rushing touchdown. So I would go with Fields there over Herbert. Bear, what do you think about that?
Yeah, Herbert's dead dog, Justin Fields. He should use his legs a lot in this game. Against the Lions in his career, I'm pretty sure he's averaging 75 yards and a touchdown against the Lions per game. So I think Fields is going to use his legs. Herbert doesn't have any of his weapons. Eckler looks like an old man. Mike Williams is out. Palmer's out. Keenan Allen's the only guy on that team that can catch the ball. So I like Fields in this game, especially against the Lions defense. I mean, they're probably second to last in the NFL in total yards allowed. So I like Fields.
Yeah, Broncos defense is good. And good morning, Dennis Caldwell. And guys, as you guys are watching, we are also looking for somebody to come on this upcoming week for a guest picker. First place gets $500. Second place gets $300. Third place gets $200 at the end of the NBA season. Kind of like a college game day guest picker leaderboard. So if you guys are confident in your ATS picks, we'll be covering all the games. Make sure you reach out to us at Bears Profit Plays on or at bearsprofitplays@gmail.com or at Bears Profit on Twitter. But guys, make sure to keep dropping comments. We love talking to you guys as this morning's going, but we're going to get right into this game. Looks like Nathan has another question. Thanks. Which two to start? Standard league, so no PPR. James Cook, Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, or Zach Moss. Which two to start? I would go with probably Mixon and Eckler. Mixon, he has a stranglehold on the Bengals backfield. Eckler, he's getting a cupcake matchup today against the Denver Broncos rush defense. The Broncos pass defense is elite, but their rush defense is bottom three. So I would go with Eckler and Mixon. I don't hate James Cook because I do think he's probably going to get a lot of touches, but he doesn't get a lot of goal lines. So that's what makes me stay away from him. And Zach Moss, he's a sleeper too. So, but I'd go with Mixon and Eckler. What about you, Bear?
I go with James Cook over Eckler. I feel like the Chiefs have been allowing running backs a lot of yards lately, and I think Buffalo, Josh Allen's been making so many mistakes this year. I feel like Buffalo might want to get the ground game established. So I like James Cook. Also, James Cook's been fumbling a lot lately, and whenever he does fumble and the coach gives him another chance, he's been running like Isaiah Pacheco out there. So I like James Cook as one. Oh man, I kind of like Mixon as the two. I think Eckler. I mean, have you guys seen Eckler play? I mean, he's still a good running back, but he can't run. He looks like he's an 80-year-old man out there. So I'd go Mixon and James Cook as the two for that. Also, I wanted to point out Fields over the last 3 games against the Lions, 100-plus rushing yards in all 3 games. So there you go for Fields.
Well, that's a perfect transition into this game. The Detroit Lions going up against that Justin Fields-led Chicago Bears. The Bears are at home, and they are home dogs at +3 over under 44.5. Bear, you were just singing the praises of Justin Fields. Do you think his legs will carry the Bears to an upset victory?
No. I'm going to take the Lions money line. I'm going to take the Bears +3.5, though. I think they'll cover the spread. The Bears, they really should have won that game against the Lions a couple weeks ago. I still think the Lions are going through a little bit of a rough patch here. Jared Goff hasn't looked the best. The defense looks horrible. So I think if Justin Fields uses his legs in this game, it's very possible the Bears win. But because the Lions are in that they need to win to get that 1 seed in the NFC playoff spot. I think the San Fran's going to wrap it up, but Lions are still a playoff contending team. They need to win this game to try to at least get the 1 seed to have home field advantage throughout. I think they win this game. I think they take it from the Bears, but I'm going to take the Bears plus 3.5. I think they're going to be frisky in this game, Trey.
Yeah, it's tough. We all know what happened the last 2 times these 2 teams played. The Lions had to have that resurgence in the fourth quarter to upset the Bears whenever the Lions were at home. I don't think that they're going to be playing around with their food in this game. The Lions versus the Bears. I don't know which animal would win in real life, but I'm going to go with the Lions here at -3 and on the money line, obviously, on the road. I feel like Jared Goff, he's been pretty struggling here over the last month, but I feel like he has to get it together as the last month of the season is approaching. Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator, he's going to be out there for some jobs. I think he's going to want to put a last good month on the resume and have the Lions go into the NFL playoffs with some momentum. They still have an outside shot, like Bear said, to get that top seed in the NFC. So I think they're going to get the win here and probably win by double digits. So I'm going with the Lions there. Me and Bear, we're going separate ways on the spread there. So already first game of the day going against each other. That's always fun. And then this game, me and Bear were talking earlier. I was a little bit confused of why the Rams are 7.5-point dogs. If you guys have any idea, make sure to drop it in the comments. I saw Aaron Donald was not practicing this week, but I mean, I have to assume he's playing, but I didn't see if he's in or out. If he's out, I'm sure that's a big reason why. But the Rams, they are plus 7.5 over under 42. Bear, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
Do we have official warning of Mark Andrews in this game? I'm pretty sure he's still out, right?
Mark Andrews, I'm pretty sure is out for the season.
Okay, well, I think they said he was going to come back playoff time. But I'm going to take the Rams plus 7.5. They're charging, and I think they're going to win the game outright as well. So I'm going to take them on the money line. Rams have looked really good. Puka Nacua looks good. Cooper Kupp doesn't look as good, but he's still Cooper Kupp. Matthew Stafford looks great. The Ravens' offense has been really struggling. The defense has been playing well. But without Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson struggles to throw the ball. He's had under 150 yards, I feel like, in the last 4 or 5 games without Mark Andrews. I think the Rams get it done. I think the passing offense gets it done in this game.
All right.
Also, Kieran Williams has been really good for the Rams on the running game. So I like the Rams here.
So like Rams are 7.5-point dogs because Ravens are dominating NFC teams. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good point. The NFC teams don't see a lot of Lamar Jackson. They don't really know how to defend him. Man, that kind of just maybe swayed me. I'm going to take the Rams here minus 7.5. It's at home. I mean, he did just say that the Rams are dominating Nate Dogg, or shout out Nate, the legend. And it's true. I feel like every time the Ravens are playing against NFC teams, they don't know how to guard Lamar Jackson. So I'm going to go with the Ravens there at minus 7.5. And Barry, what was your money line pick for this game?
I'm going to take the Rams. I think they need it more. I think the Rams might win out and make the playoffs. Even if they drop this game, I think they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to get that 7 seed in the NFC.
Hey, the Rams, they're a scary team if they can just get healthy. I mean, Tyler Higbee, he's not a big part of their offense, but he's out for this game. But I think as long as they got Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, that's basically all they need. And like you said, Kyron Williams, he's everything they need and more. But going into this game, a big wild card game here. The Indianapolis Colts going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. The winner of this game gets a big leg up in the AFC wild card. It looks like Nate has another comment. What 2 players you guys got dominating their lines today? I got Ayuk and Bijan Robinson over receiving yards. I know the Bear dropped a receiver prop in our NFL game picks. So, Bear, do you want to touch on him and maybe another person?
Yeah, I like Courtland Sutton over fantasy points. I think his receiving yards was set at like 52. So I kind of like that one as well. Chargers secondary is really, really, really bad. And Russell Wilson and Courtland Sutton, 75 targets this season for Courtland Sutton. So I think they get at least a couple deep balls connected with each other. So I like Courtland Sutton over his receiving yards as one of them. I mean, we've been talking about Fields. I like Fields over rushing yards. I know you like his over rushing yards too, Trey. So I'd go Fields rushing over against the Lions.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with I was thinking about doing this one, Chris Godwin over receiving yards against the Falcons. I don't know if you guys saw, but Chris Godwin's wife actually went off on social media saying that he's not getting the targets he deserves, blah, 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 and that he's running good routes. So I think that he's going to want to put up a good game to kind of silence all the haters that are going on and kind of to silence all the problems that are going on maybe in his house as well. And I also love the Justin Fields one. I'm going to be hammering that one. Also, CMC 2-touchdown kind of day. I mean, he's getting a pretty good matchup here against the Seahawks. I don't know historically how good he does against Seattle, but I know it's a home game for San Francisco, and that's all I need to know to hammer CMC lines.
I would take him to score 2. I think they're going to keep the ball on the ground in this game, and no Geno Smith today for the Seahawks, so that game's going to get ugly.
Oh, so is that confirmed? I didn't know if he was actually out yet. I didn't see that.
when I was setting the line for my when I was setting the lineups for playoff fantasy, by the way, everybody go set your lineups. It's playoff time in fantasy football. It said Geno Smith was out, so I'm assuming we're going to
Ooh, Drew Lock time, baby. Hey, that might make that game interesting. Who knows? But going for this game, the Indianapolis Colts going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Like I said, it's going to be a big wild card game. I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts here. The first time I picked them all season, I'm going to pick them at +3, and I'm also going to take them here on the money line. At the end of the day, I mean, I feel like both these teams are feisty. I just have a lot more confidence in Gardner Minshew than I do in Jake Browning. And I kind of have a lot more confidence in this Colts offense than I do in the Bengals. I think Shane Steichen, he is a significantly better head coach than what we've seen out of Zach Taylor minus Joe Burrow. So I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with the Colts on the road. They got to keep pushing for that wild card spot.
Yeah, I think Shane might win Coach of the Year. He definitely deserves it. I'm going to go with the Colts +3 with you. I'm going to take him on the money line as well. Jake Browning though, he did look so good on that Sunday or Monday night game against the Jaguars. So I don't know what to expect. He's one good game away from getting like $10 million a year to be a backup in the NFL. So he might have himself another good game. But Colts special teams has been really good. Colts defense has been all right. And then Gardner Minshew, he hasn't been the best quarterback, but whenever he needs to have a drive, he has a drive. So I like the Colts here, Trey.
It looks like we got another question. We got DK Metcalf, or we got Jaden Reed, the Packers wide receiver, King Henry, Tractor Cedo, or James Cook. I'm assuming no one's starting Dalvin. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with DK Metcalf because honestly, I feel like with Drew Lock in the lineup, it might help him because we know what DK Metcalf loves to do. He loves to run past people. And Drew Lock, he does have a cannon of an arm. So I feel like DK, he has a great chance to at least have the opportunities to catch deep balls. And Jaden Reed, he's a good player, but the Packers just have so many options. Well, I guess Christian Watson is out for this game.
Yep.
So, I mean, that does give him a little bit of a bump, but it's hard to sit your studs with DK. So I'd go him. And then I would go with Tractor Cedo. It's hard to sit King Henry as well. I mean, you know he's going to get the touches. He's always a good bet to even sniff the end zone. So those would be my two. I would always start the studs. What about you, Bear?
I'm actually going to go with Reed in this one because if you play DK, which I mean, 99% of the people are going to play DK, but we're talking about the playoffs here, Trey. If you're like an underdog and you need someone to spark your team, I'd put Reed in there because Christian Watson's out. Jordan Love, Trey, you can also say he's looked really good over the last 3 games. He's going to sling the ball. They're playing the Giants, and they should beat up on the Giants. They should have some deep balls against the Giants. I'm worried about the Seahawks because with Drew Lock back there, this could be a 28-0 game in the first quarter, and DK might not play. The only thing that you're going to get out of DK in this game is maybe a garbage time touchdown. So I would go Reed there, and then I'm going to play Cook. King Henry's going up against Miami. They're probably going to go away from the run game because they're going to be down by a lot of points because Miami's going to throw it all over Tennessee. So I'd go with James Cook against the Chiefs. Also, that game's going to be very competitive, and I think the Bills, like I said before, I think they're going to establish a run game in this one. So I'm going to take James Cook for that one as well.
There we go. We both gave you 2 different opinions. Make sure you take the one that your gut likes the most. But looks like we got a few overs people like. The Bengals versus Colts this game. Brett likes the over, and so does Dennis. Dennis says the over is screaming. What do you think about the total in this game, Bear?
What are we sitting at? I can't even see it. 40.
It's in that 44.5 for you.
I
So
mean,
each
both
team has to
offenses.
score basically 3 touchdowns, and someone has to kick a field goal.
Why? Tell us why it's screaming over for you boys.
Yeah, Brett, Dennis, make sure you drop below why you think it is. I mean, I guess we said both of these coaches are offensive coaches. Both of these offenses have studs, so maybe that's why they think that Bengals defense has been pretty abysmal and pretty leaky. So I don't hate the over there.
I'm pretty sure the Colts had 2 or 3 special teams touchdowns last week as well. So maybe they're thinking special teams. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, while we're waiting for those responses, let's move on to the next game. This game's going to be an interesting one. The Houston Texans going up against the New York Jets. Jets, Jets. Aaron Rodgers is not back. Give me the Texans -3.
This is a site play, and this is the one I'm going to give out because I'm feeling nice because I wrote about the Dallas game on the site, and I'm not going to talk about the Dallas game or else I'll have a heart attack. I'm going to take the Jets +3. Zach Wilson's back. He's my boy. They're going to win this game on the money line. Zach Wilson, he's him. No more Tim Boyle. No more Trevor Siemian. Tank Dell's out. Noah Brown's out. Dalton Schultz out. C.J. Stroud might look like a rookie quarterback in this game. I think he has his worst performance of the season so far. I think the Jets defense is going to be flying around. It's going to be a very low-scoring game, and that benefits the New York Football Jets. So give me the Jets +3 and the Jets on the money line as my 2 plays, Trey. And the under. And the under.
Hey, I was going to say Texans team total 17.5. Jets team
Under.
total is at 14.5. Dang, that is low.
Give me the Texans under 17.5 team total as well.
Hey, that's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm excited to watch that game. It's
No.
going to be another big test for CJ Stroud. And if he passes this test, I don't think there's going to be any more questions
Yeah.
left for him to answer. But moving on to this big, huge, massive NFC South battle right here, the Carolina Panthers versus the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be a barn burner, guys. And God, it's tough. I want to go with the Panthers here, but this game is in the dome. So give me the Saints here -5.5. If this game was in Carolina, I'd probably lean there. But I would go with the Saints here. It looks like Dennis gave his answer. Defense, bottom tier with Colts, and Colts can put up points as well. So I see a mini shootout. Hey, I don't hate that. Like I said, Bengals defense is not bad. Colts defense has been reeling, so I don't hate the over.
For this game, though, Trey, you're going to close your eyes if you want to bet on the game, and you're going to take the under. But I'm not going to give a side because it is my YouTube member play. So if you guys want to see the pick, go to our YouTube channel, hit join. It's only $4.99 a month for all of our plays for the month. So I'm going to not give a side, but I like the under in this game.
Yeah, we give out daily picks on those YouTube member plays. So if you guys want to go check those out, we would love that. We're putting in the grind and only a couple of views on the day. So guys, give us some love over there. But another NFC South battle, the Tampa Bay Bucks going up against the Atlanta Falcons. Looks like Brett gave his answer. Same, both weak secondaries. Yeah, both. Especially the Colts. Outside of Kenny Moore, there's nobody that could really stop the pass on the Colts secondary. But the Falcons are home favorites here at -1.5. Over under is 41. I'm going to go with the Falcons here on -1.5. I love what Artie Smith's doing. He's finally giving Bijan the ball. Bear, did you see the funny report that was going around the Falcons about why Artie Smith was not giving Bijan the touches?
No.
Artie Smith came on the Pat McAfee show and said, yeah, one of my assistants showed me this report and we were laughing about it for hours. And Pat McAfee was like, okay, well, what was the report? And Artie Smith goes, well, apparently I was getting off the team bus about to head to the locker room and Bijan Robinson walked up to me and blew his vape smoke in my face and said, sorry, coach, and walked away. I was like, you think Bijan Robinson is A, doing that? And you think B, Artie Smith, if that did happen, wouldn't have broke Bijan in half?
You don't think Bijan's a vapor?
Bijan might be a vapor, but he's not. Bijan's a nice guy. He's not blowing smoke in his head coach's face. That's the quickest way to get cut.
True, I guess. True. No, I didn't see it, but I'm glad you said it because it did make me giggle a little bit. I'm going to take the Falcons as well. Someone's got to win the NFC South, right? And if you really want to get down to it and you want to close your eyes and be like, come playoff time, what team do I want to see in the playoffs? I think the answer for everybody would be the Falcons out of this division. So I'm going to take the Falcons. Hopefully they do beat the Buccaneers, and hopefully this division, wraps up today. So give me the Falcons.
God, when is that division ever going to get better? Once Tom Brady went there, it had some spice, but as soon as he left, it went back to the mediocrity that it was. And now this game, it's going to be an interesting game. Bear, do we have anything about if Trevor Lawrence is sitting out yet? Have you heard?
Yeah, and the line has moved to +1 for the Jaguars. I'm looking at Action Network right now, and we have lines out for T-Law playing. So I'm assuming he's in, which is bad news for the Jaguars because I'm all over the Browns in this game. Because if you put T-Law back there who can't run, he's going to get dominated by this pass rush of Myles Garrett. I don't understand what they're thinking here. They're pretty much, they've got a really good chance to make the playoffs right now. Why put your star quarterback back there? Why put your franchise player back there on a bum leg going up against Myles Garrett? It makes no sense to me. I'm gonna take the Browns. I don't think T-Law is going to be able to scramble out of anything. Joe Flacco looked really good last week, even though his name is Joe Flacco. He still has a really good ball. So I'm going to take the Browns here, Trey.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Browns as well, guys. Here is the Browns at home. Browns allowed the Bengals with Burrow 3 points. Browns allowed the Titans 3 points. They did allow a lot to the Ravens. They allowed the Lamar to score 28, but then they held the 49ers to 17, shut out the Cardinals, and allowed the Steelers 10. This Browns defense is absolutely elite, especially whenever they're playing in Cleveland. I think they have a good chance to hold this Jaguars team below 10 here. And I think if it's Joe Flacco, if it's DTR, it doesn't matter, regardless who they put in there at times in this game. I think both of them will be able to do enough. So I'm going to go with the Browns here. I think Myles Garrett will be able to rack up a couple sacks. Let's see if we can bet on that real quick. Where's that set at? Myles Garrett over under 1 sack, -140. I truly feel like that's a perfect cherry to put on top of our parlay. So if you're looking for something out there, make sure you throw out a Myles Garrett sack because he's going to be eaten in this game versus that already struggling offensive line and the already gimpy Trevor Lawrence. So Let's move on to this game, the NFC West battle. Maybe an underlying good game the day before Geno Smith was ruled out. We got the Seahawks at massive 14-point underdogs. Bear, what do you think this game's going to be? Do you think they're going to be able to cover that 2-touchdown spread either way?
Yeah, why not? I mean, Drew Lock's horrible. We saw him for one possession. He threw an interception, and he smiled walking off the field. So I think the 49ers crushed Seattle here. Poor Seattle, honestly. They were looking so good. They've lost 4 of the last 5 games, though. I mean, they had a shot to beat Dallas. Dallas just overtook them at the end. So I think their season's done. Give me the 49ers in a big way.
You guys want to know kind of how this game's going to go? Let's look at the anytime touchdown scores, and they have their 49ers backup running back Jordan Mason above Kenneth Walker and above any other Seahawks. So it looks like it's going to be a domination station. Give me the Seahawks. Well, actually, no, sorry. Give me the 49ers here, minus 14. I want to pick the Seahawks. I love Pete Carroll, but at the end of the day, all the signs are pointing to a 49ers blowout here, especially since it's at home. If it was a road game for them, if they were going up to Seattle, I feel like maybe their defense could have found something in their tank, but it's at San Francisco, so it's going to be a blowout.
They did play 2 weeks ago. They did play 2 weeks ago at Seattle. It was 31-13.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm just trying to give out some confident words for the Seattle Seahawks game.
I don't know. I don't know if you can.
All right, now this game, the Minnesota Vikings going up against my Las Vegas Raiders. We're home pups +3, over under 40.5. Give me the Raiders here. I feel like we're going to be able to be stingy enough in this game. The passionate Josh Dobbs does scare me a little bit. Justin Jefferson is back for this game. But at the end of the day, it's a home game for the Raiders. Their crowd does show up and back us in that game. And I feel like we're going to run the ball at least 35 times in this game. And it's going to do enough to at least make us not lose by more than a field goal.
Yep, I like your interim head coach. Josh Dobbs has not looked human, or he's not looked great over the last couple games. Pressure with Max Crosby. I'm going to take the Raiders with you +3. I'm also going to take them on the money line. I think they win this game. Even though the Vikings, they need it more, I think the Raiders are basically out of playoff contention. They're sitting at 5-7. I don't know if they can get back into the race in the AFC, but Minnesota can definitely get that 7 seed in the NFC, and if they lose this game, it looks very, very bad for them. So I'm still going to take the Raiders on the money line and +3 with you.
Yeah, I'm going to ride you there on the money line as well. I got to believe in my Raiders. I don't want them to win. Obviously, I want us to get a better draft pick, but I can't have any confidence with this Minnesota Vikings team. So I love the Raiders there. Now going on to this huge game, if we have any Chiefs fans in the comment section, make sure to drop below what you guys think is going to happen in this game. But I believe the Bills are going to go into Arrowhead and win. I have a lot of confidence in them here in this game. They've won 2 out of the past 3 games in Arrowhead, so they should be able to show up here and dominate. So I have a lot of confidence in the Bills here. So I'm going to take them here +1.5 and on the money line. Josh Allen's going to show up.
Yeah, and usually I would agree with you here because I love Buffalo. But, the thing came out about McDermott and his speech about the 9/11 terrorists and stuff like that, and I can't back a guy like that. So give me the Chiefs. Also, Chiefs are coming off a loss to Green Bay. Chiefs off a loss, very good against the spread, very good straight up. So give me the Chiefs at home. I think they win this game. Buffalo, playoff hopes die today when they lose to the Chiefs.
You're not worried about Pacheco being out?
No, I don't really care. Although Pacheco's been very good, Clyde's not as good. But when you have Pat Mahomes on your team, everything gets a little bit easier,
It doesn't look easier. Everyone's dropping balls over there, but we'll see.
It's the Buffalo Bills. I mean, what have they done? All they've done is choke.
Over the years, they've competed at Arrowhead. Looks like Dennis is on your side though. Chiefs Kingdom with a bounce back win, probably. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And moving on to this AFC West battle, this is my YouTube member play. If you want to see what my game pick on it is, like Bear said earlier, make sure to go to our YouTube channel, hit that join button. We got 2 tiers: the Bear Pack, which is $4.99, like Bear said, or the Bear Pack Gold, which gives you everything in the Bear Pack, just early access to our new daily videos every day. So a little bit extra spice on that one. So if you want to check out what I have, just go join our YouTube membership. But Bear, what do you think this game's going to turn out?
Yeah, I don't know. The home field advantage for the Chargers doesn't mean anything. So I don't know why we're getting 3 points with the Broncos. So I'm going to gladly take those 3 points with the Broncos. I think they win the game outright. The Chargers, we've talked about it many, many, many times. They have the worst coaching staff in the NFL. That's why they're losing these games. I don't think it's Justin Herbert's fault. He's doing the best he can with what he has. Keenan Allen's the only guy out there getting targets now because Palmer's out, because Mike Williams is out, Quentin Johnson can't catch the ball, and Austin Eckler looks very, very slow out there. So I think the Chargers are a little bit dead. They've got one of the worst secondaries in the NFL as well. So give me the Broncos +3. I don't understand the line. So give me the Broncos +3.
Yeah, that game going to be a very fun game. The AFC West always delivers some bangers. Now, Bear's not going to give out his pick in this one.
I
If you
will.
want to go check out what Bear's
I
pick
will.
is, just go to our website, bearsprofitplays.com, and you can see what his side is here. It's going to be a good game. It's Bears Cowboys at home versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to go with the Cowboys here -3. The Cowboys at home have been elite. The Eagles, they look pretty banged up at the moment. It's going to be a great game, guys. If you guys want a Sherlock, I would go with the over here probably because I do love the over. I feel like the Cowboys are going to put up points and the Eagles are going to have to match them here. So I love the over, but I'm going to stick with the Cowboys here -3. I feel like at home, Jerry, he's going to have the boys buzzing. Sunday Night Football, the crowd's going to be going wild. So I love the Cowboys here -3. But I'd buy a half point, -2.5 just to be safe.
I am going to give a side because I gave 3 plays on the site. None of them were a side because I wanted to stay away from it to be completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Unbiased, I guess.
Unbiased.
I wanted to be unbiased because I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I gave out a total. I gave out 2 team totals as well. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys -3. This is the game that they're going to win, and then the Eagles are going to beat them in the playoffs. That's just how it goes. That's how my entire life has gone. So Cowboys win the big game, but at the end of the season, meaningless game, and then they lose the meaningful game in the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys -3.
It looks like we got a Twitch comment. Thanks for watching us on Twitch, Jayers. But he has a Kansas City Chiefs comment. Clyde or McKinnon safer play. I feel like this could honestly go either way. Clyde's had his opportunities to control this backfield in the past and just wasn't there to do it. McKinnon was always there for the passing game work. McKinnon was a little bit banged up. While I'm looking up what McKinnon's injury status is, Bear, what do you think about these two?
Well, I don't know if McKinnon's hurt or not, but if you have the choice, I'd go McKinnon. I feel like that's definitely the safer play. You know, we've seen Clyde in the past. He's had his shots, but the Chiefs time and time again went to Isaiah. They went to McKinnon. So I don't know if Clyde's going to get a full workload here. I'd go McKinnon, especially if you're in a PPR. If you're in a regular, if you're in a standard, I might go Clyde. But if you're in PPR, you got to go McKinnon here.
Yeah, it looks like McKinnon has missed several practices due to a groin injury, but he is active for this game. So, I mean, I would go Clyde just because I feel like the touches are going to be there for him here, and he has a bowling ball. He's been watching Isaiah run, so maybe he's going to try to take some key points from Isaiah Pacheco and kind of apply them to his game. So I'll go with Clyde there. Sorry that me and Bear gave you 2 separate people.
You know what? I'll go with Clyde with you.
Thank you.
Because before Clyde had the starting job, he didn't really have to run hard, and we've seen him. I mean, we've seen in the last 2 games he's been running a little bit harder. So I like Clyde with you. I'll take Clyde with you.
Sweet. And also, like I said, thanks for watching us over there. It's always good whenever we get some views over there. So we already gave out all the game picks. Now this is the moment everybody's been waiting for is our parlay, guys. We've hit it 3 weeks in a row. We might as well make it 4. Kind of on a heater as the season is progressing, and we don't want to, jinx ourselves. So let's knock on wood as we're talking. But Bear, do you have your first leg prepped and ready for this 4-leg parlay?
Yes, Dallas -2.5. It's the last game. Right. It's the last game. Just trust me. Just trust me. This is the game. Dallas wins. They lose the meaningful game. This game, it has meaning, right? I mean, they could potentially win the division, but I mean, look at their schedule ahead. They're definitely going to drop one of those games. The Eagles, they don't have anybody after this game, basically. So they're going to win the meaningless game here. They're not going to win the meaningful game in the playoffs. Just trust me and take Dallas -2.5.
I'm going to take an unpopular opinion here. Give me the Browns on the money line as my first leg. I love the Browns here at home. Jacksonville, they are limping into this game, and even Travis Etienne is not fully healthy. So if your quarterback's injured and your star running back's injured, I'm just going to have to take the team that has the elite defense here. So I think they're going to be able to make this game stingy enough, and I think they're going to pull it out at the end. So my first leg is going to be the Browns on the money line.
Yeah, usually I go with a player prop here. I love Justin Fields, but I'm going to go with the Houston Texans team total under 17.5. We don't have Noah Brown. We don't have Schultz. We don't have Tank Dell. I think CJ Stroud looks human in this game. He's going to look like a rookie. I think the Texans score under 17.5 points. I think the Jets also might win the game. So you know what? Just give me the under 17.5.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very, very entertaining game. Like I said, I think that game might be a sneaky best game of the day. So I love that. And to finish us out here, and guys, like I always say, make sure to drop your guys' favorite player props in the comments. And we might throw it in here. Looks like we got a comment. Start, sit, need 2. Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Lockett, Ridley, and Jordan Addison. I feel like that's easily Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson for me. Cup, it's just kind of iffy with him and Puka Nacua. It's hard to see who's going to get the better target share there. And Cup, he's been kind of iffy with his injuries. And he also has Mostert, Kamara, Henry, and Edwards at his running back, and Ferguson and Ingram. Who do I running back 1, 2, and tight end, and who do I flex? For me, with the running backs, I would go with Kamara, and I would probably go with King Henry. Mostert and Edwards, neither one of them have strangleholds in the backfield. Mostert, he always has to worry about A-Chain, and Edwards, he has to worry about the multiple committees that the Ravens throw at him. So those would be my two, Kamara and Henry. In tight end, I would go probably Jake Ferguson. The Cowboys, they look really good. Evan Ingram, if T-Law was healthy, I would go him. So those would be my answers. Bear, what do you think?
Well, we're going to start with tight end. Ferguson's going to be the play for tonight. Dak's second favorite target. He might honestly be his favorite target. But I like Ferguson as a tight end. Are we talking about Gus Edwards or are we talking about Clyde Edwards here?
I would assume Gus Edwards.
Okay. H back, so I'd not go with Mostert. I'd go Kamara and Henry, like Trey said. I am a little bit worried though about Henry because they're playing the Dolphins. They might not run the ball a lot because Miami might be up a ton. But I think of the four you gave, I'd go Henry, Kamara, and then like Trey said again, it's an automatic play for Tyreek Hill, and then you have to ask, is Justin Jefferson going to be the Justin Jefferson we got in the first 5 weeks? I think probably yes. I think he's going to get 15 targets. Will he catch all 15? No, but he'll probably have 100 yards and 10 catches. So I think you got to go Jay Jetta there.
I love it. And thank you for that comment. It says, Gus, yes. Henry and the flex are my biggest questions. Yeah, I mean, you always have to be worried about Henry with the game script, but he's going to get the touches. He's a bowling ball. Nobody wants to get him by the second half.
Can you play Cup over Henry? I'd play Cooper Cup over Henry.
Yeah, I guess you could play Cup over Henry. Is it PPR? That's a good question. But yeah, I guess if you could do that, but also he has to have 2 running backs. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So do you like Mostert over? I mean, I would go Cup over Mostert for sure. So yeah, I would go those first three wide receivers: King, Henry, Kamara, and Ferguson.
Yeah, I like it.
Yahoo app. Oh, Yahoo, the good old days. Hey, Yahoo is where I first got started. So hey, Yahoo's.
I've got a Yahoo app league. I hate it, but it's with everybody in my family, so I have to play it. So yeah, the one flex is tough, and plus I'm pretty sure they have like a wide receiver / tight end spot. That's the worst spot to have.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to put a tight end over a wide receiver? All right, guys. I'm going to be going with my final leg here. And all the signs are pointing towards a 49ers blowout. I'm going to buy a half point here. I'm going to take the 49ers at minus 13.5. Bear, do you hate that play?
No, I think that game's going to be over in the first couple of drives.
All right. Hey, well, that makes me feel good about it. So my first two, and looks like it's a work league. Bracken writes, yeah, hey, work leagues, those get competitive, Monday morning, Tuesday morning, whenever the weekends, and you got those Bracken writes, hey, thanks for getting your ass kicked. It was a good weekend for me. How was your weekend?
Yeah, that's always fun.
But my 2 plays are going to be the Cleveland Browns on the money line, minus 130, and the San Francisco 49ers just to win by 2 touchdowns, minus 13.5 and minus 128. I love both those plays. I'm going to be relying on the defenses here for both my legs. Bear, you want to break down yours?
Texans under 17.5. I don't know how they get offense in this game. The Jets are going to be flying around. I think they win the game outright. And then the last game on the slate, hopefully we go 3-0. So it all depends on the Dallas Cowboys tonight. You got to take them minus 2.5. They're at home. They haven't lost at home. They destroy everybody at home. They lost to the Eagles by 5-6 points last time out. They really should have won the game. Dak got too big a feat. They made 3 really bad penalties at the 2-yard line last time out. So I think the Dallas Cowboys take this game by at least 3. This is the game they win, and then they lose in the playoffs to them. But yeah, I like both my plays.
It's a very juicy parlay, just like it is every Sunday morning for you guys. Plus $8.89. You put $100 in there, almost get $1,000 to end the week and go towards your Christmas season. Thanks for the block emojis. We feel confident about it. And guys, like I said earlier, we're looking for a guest to fill the spot. We go Sunday through Saturday, so you guys would start recording with us today and end on next Saturday. It's a college game day like leaderboard. We're running this contest through the NBA season. First place gets $500, second place $300, third place $200. So if you're confident in your ATS picks, if you think, dang, it's easy to handicap games, I can do this, it's easy money, then come on here and you could make some money if you win the contest. So just hit us up on Twitter or X at Bears Profit, or you can send us out an email at bearsprofitplays@gmail.com. Guys, just like every Sunday, thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't, go check out our NFL game picks and player prop videos and our college basketball ones as well. We're kind of a heater on college basketball, so make sure you guys go check that out. And Nate says Cowboys going to remind you today why they haven't won a Super Bowl game in years.
Nate. You can't talk shit after we can't have you on. No, that can't happen. Isn't that Nate the Great?
It might be Nate the Great. If it is Nate the Great,
if that's the Nate we know, that's a low blow because I can't invite you tonight to the stream. So you talking shit now really hurts me.
So yeah, Nate, we had a guy named Nate on last week. If that is the one who came on last week, shout out you for supporting us this morning, and thanks for coming on last week. And he gave out his picks, and that's who you're going to be competing against. So if you're interested, like I said, make sure to hit us up. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your continued support. We got a $1,000 giveaway coming up once we hit 10,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We're hoping to hit that before Christmas. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and that $1,000 might be coming right back your way. Thanks for watching, Bear. Any parting words before we leave? Any words of inspiration for Dak Prescott or anything like that?
I mean, have you looked at the videos of him being a leader? I don't have anything to say to him. He's doing the leadership this year by himself. He's been the best quarterback in the league. He's the MVP right now in my mind. Dak Prescott's him. And I've said a lot of bad things about Dak Prescott. So it's kind of weird for me to have his back here. So, yeah, I like Dak Prescott.
Yeah, and it is definitely that, Nate, because he says, go Patriots. Shout out Nate for his continued Patriots love. And before we sign off, just answer one more question. Travis Etienne, Tony Pollard, Javonte Williams, start two. I would go with Pollard and probably Javonte Williams. I mean, Etienne is a good bet, but he was kind of limited heading into this week. And with Trevor Lawrence being hobbled, I'm not quite for sure how the Browns are going to be attacking the Jaguars, so I would stay away from that Browns matchup. So, Bear, which two are you attacking?
Yeah, I think the lock here is going to be Javonte Williams. I think he's going to have himself a day against the Chargers, so I'd go him for the one for sure. Pollard has been iffy, and the Eagles' front four is very good. I think Dak's going to be airing it out in this game, so I would go ETN with the other one. Although they are playing the Browns, so you're kind of screwed with that second one. So it's kind of a coin flip for that one. I'd go ETN though. I think Pollard's going to have himself a bad game tonight. So.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for all your questions. Thanks for watching. We definitely appreciate the love and all the questions. Until next Sunday, thanks for watching. And make sure to check out our live on Friday. We'll be giving out some money to our members on that Friday live $50 giveaway. So if you're not a member, make sure to become a member. That $50 might be entering your pocket. Thanks for watching, guys. Wish my Raiders luck. Wish Bears Cowboys luck. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace.